How's it going, everyone? It is Andre Williams, and over here we talk stocks and we focus on one thing. Always protect your profits. And today we're going to be talking about BBIG. The messages have been coming in. Dre, we need to get an update. What are your thoughts? What do you see happening? So, of course, I had to make sure I put this video together. One thing that we did notice on the Friday, we ended up testing a low of $3.82. And then we saw this stock started taking off in the after hours, closing around $4.26. So, of course, the next question is, will this momentum continue going in on Monday and as well as for the rest of the week? And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. I won't waste any more time. Let's jump into the agenda. If you're new to this channel, I just want to let you know we have timestamps down below inside the description. But if you're a shareholder or you're thinking about taking a position, I highly suggest you watch this full entire video. So the first thing we're going to go over is the technical analysis. We're going to be taking a look at the overall price action. We want to know support. We want to know resistance. Those key levels are important, especially in a bearish case scenario and as well as in a bullish case scenario, so you can come up with a game plan that's right for you. And then we're going to go on Fintel, taking a look at the recent institutional ownership and as well as the short interest information. The reason why this is important in regards to the short interest, it does have an impact on the way the stock performs. And then we're going to be taking a look at the order flow distribution. We want to know what was the buying and as well as the selling behavior like on the retail side and as well as on the institutional side. And then when all of that is done, we'll be going into the final thoughts and as well as some more details. So let's get to it. So we're going to be doing a technical analysis for BBIG. Let's see how it performed on Friday. So it ended up closing at $3.86, being down 2.77%. On the low, it tested $3.82, and then on the high, testing $4.02. When we take a look at the volume stats on the day, you can see we traded at 11.563 million shares, and the average volume over 10 trading days being at 14.566 million shares. So we did have below average volume on the day, and part of the reasons why we have been seeing some pressure on the stock. Also on top of that, it is not showing right now currently, but we did have a run up going on inside the after hours to where we were able to close at around $4.26. So moving on forward, when we take a look at our chart, which is a daily chart, you can see from the RSI down below, it is right around 33.60 in that oversold territory there, and it's part of the reasons why you're going to want to keep your eye on this. And then when we take a look at the moving averages here in our chart, you can see we are below the 50-day as well as the 100-day, the 21-day EMA, and as well as the 200-day. So if I'm going to factor in what happened inside of the after hours, we would be above the 200-day. But since we're going to be going off of regular trading hours, you can see us closing at 386, and we have been on quite a bearish trend. So usually when stocks break through that 200-day over there, it could really start getting bleak to where the stock could actually start to begin to settle at. So one of the things to pay attention to, if it does decide to bleed even further, or if it loses any of those gains that it had, then possibly we can end up seeing levels here wanting to be above $3.57. I would obviously want to look forward to seeing a bounce, but if that doesn't happen, you guys know what could happen here. So that is the bearish case scenario here. Now, when we take a look at this 200-day here, it is set at $4.14. So the moment we have some price action going into the open being above this particular level, then I'm going to look forward to a strong move and seeing if we can get past resistance here right around 455. If we could pass 455, I'll be looking for a move to the 21-day EMA around 471, and then we'll see if we can make that push going to 5. That's what I'm looking at as far as for the bullish case scenario, because I know if it does this kind of a move for the coming week, it'll bring a lot of traders into the play and it will definitely push this price up further. If it does decide to consolidate at this $4 level, then that's not too bad whatsoever, because again, it just gets it ready for that next move up. So let's see how BBIG performs going into the week. So we're going to take a look at the recent institutional ownership and short interest information for BBIG. Scrolling down further on the page, green rows indicate new positions while red rows indicate closed positions. So as we take a look, we can see for the filings of November the 18th, we have one closed closed position from Shorehaven Wealth Partners LLC. We also have a new position from Bank of New York Mellon Corp that purchased 12,756 shares at an average cost of $4.93. We go down further for November the 16th. We have Cetera Advisors Network LLC that purchased 14,000 shares at $4.93, and Charles Schwab Investment Management Inc. that purchased 20,200. And as we go down even more for the 15th, we have Two Sigma Investments LP that purchased 955,689 shares at an average cost of $4.93. And then we could also see Exodus Point Capital Management LP that purchased 13,261. We could also see Two Sigma Advisors LP that purchased 171,600 shares. And you can see further here, we have some options here: calls, puts, another call, and then we have a purchase here from Jeffries Group LLC that went in with 18,500 shares with an average cost of $4.93. Now, when we take a look at the short interest, the dark pool short volume ratio is at 40.12%, and then for the dark pool short volume being at just over 1.9 million shares. Scrolling down further on the page, the short shares availability is at 900,000, updated 8 minutes ago, and then for the short borrow fee rate, it is at 30.27%. So that is fairly up there. And then when we take a look at the history of the short volume ratio, we could see for the close of the 18th, it was at 43.52, and then for the close of the 19th, which was the Friday that just passed, being at 40.12. So what this tells us right away, BBIG still continues to have short squeeze potential, and it's part of the reasons why if we have volume coming into the stock and there's buying pressure, we could see some strong moves. And this is why you want to make sure you keep it on your radar, especially since we did see that big after hours move on the Friday. So let's go into the order flow distribution. Now let's take a look at the order flow distribution for BBIG. So we can see here on the inflow, it was at 6,591, and then on the outflow, it was 8,063. Taking a look at the breakdown even further, keep in mind we did have an outflow day. On the large, it was 341. On the medium, it was 3,887. And then on the small, it was 2,363. When we take a look at the outflow side on the large, it was 209. On the medium, we had 5,145. And then on the small, we had 2,709. When we take a look at the large scale orders in the last 5 days, you can see for November the 19th, the Friday that just passed, it was at 132.61 being an inflow. And we also did see this on the 18th of 199.1, and then the 3 days prior were all outflow days. Taking a look at the breakdown even further, when we see the small scale orders, which tends to represent the retail side, you could see we had more selling than we had buying. Not surprising whatsoever due to the fact there are many who are holding on to shares of BBIG and just wanting to sell out of their positions. And then when we take a look at what was going down on the medium, we had more selling than we had more buying as well. And then when we take a look at what happened on the large, this is the difference maker. We had more buying than we had selling. So this is something I want to make sure you guys are keeping an eye on. So now when we take a look at the turnover ratio, it is at 11.89%. So what this tells me right away, there are many traders who are inside of this play, but there also was a good amount of selling overall on the day. So if you are holding shares, this is one thing you want to keep in mind. And if I was going to go in with a strategy in regards if I was going to be trading this stock, I would be paying attention to that area of support where it tested at 382, and I'm going to look for it to hold so it can make another test to 4. This is just a scenario if we end up having a pullback to what we saw inside of the after hours. So now let's jump into the final thoughts and we'll go over some more details as well. So for my final thoughts for BBIG, this is definitely going to be an interesting play going in on Monday and as well as for the rest of the week. They are going to be releasing their financial results on Monday in the after hours. So there could be some anticipation there, but keep it on your watch list due to the fact that this stock just ran up over 10% in the after hours on Friday. So it's going to be interesting to see what it does in the pre-market as well as going into the open. Most preferably, I would love to see it hold up the $4 level or even being above the 200-day around $4.14. If it is able to do this, then of course I'm going to be looking forward to seeing a strong move to the upside. Like I say, those dips that happen in the morning, it is inevitable. So if it's able to actually hold up these levels, like I said, it got up to around $4.26 when it closed, then I'll be very interested to see if it could hold up going into the open, because that's when I know, okay, there's a good chance this stock could potentially get to $5, and then seeing where it would go from there. Also going on Fintel and taking a look at the short interest information, you already know this play has short squeeze potential. If you've been in it long enough and you've been watching my videos, you've already probably seen this many different times already. So taking this into consideration is going to contribute to the volatility inside of the stock. And also when we were taking a look at the institutional ownership, there's some institutions that have positions at $4.93, and currently that stock is not even there. So I wouldn't be shocked if we get that move going above 5, and is why I want you to keep it on your radar. And also taking a look at the order flow distribution, we could see those large scale orders. Institutions have been loading up for the past 2 days, being Thursday and as well as Friday that just passed, to be exact. So if you're thinking about getting into this play and it's sounding enticing to you, then do your homework, do your due diligence, and find out if it's right for you, and just make sure that you have a strategy. Pay attention to those areas of support. See how the trend actually looks like. We talked about this inside of the technicals due to the fact it did have a bearish trend that it was on, but inside of the after hours looked like it was trying to make a reversal. But again, that is not fully confirmed as of yet. We're gonna have to wait and see what it looks like going into the pre-market and as well as into market open. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be talking real soon.